Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm doing a speed build of a penthouse apartment that I recently built, and this penthouse apartment is 1 bedroom, but it could easily be made into 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So it's located in the arts district of Myshuno, and since Get Famous has come out, I've spent a lot of time in Myshuno instead of Del Sol Valley, just because I don't really want to live in the mansions yet. The sim that I'm actually building this house for, I'm actually working her up, and I don't really want to just throw her in a mansion when she can't really afford it. So I decided to build her a penthouse, and I thought I'd record it. So like I said, this apartment is 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. One of the bedrooms is actually just like a streaming studio, but as I said, you can easily just make it into a bedroom. Just delete all that out and just put it in a bedroom, and it can easily be a 2-bedroom apartment. So one of my favourite things about this build as a whole is that I wanted to have a walk-in wardrobe because we got some new wardrobe items in the new Get Famous pack, and I really wanted to use this in this build, and so I actually did end up doing a walk-in wardrobe in the master bedroom, and it is so beautiful. I love the way it turns out. But anyway, getting back to the build, I'm just going around and doing the basic shape of it, and I do actually cut out quite a lot of the construction of it, just because it took me so long to figure out what I wanted. I didn't have any reference pictures or anything. I just kind of went off what I thought would look good, and then I kind of played around with the shapes and just kind of perfected it as I went along. And so yeah, so in a minute I'm going to be moving on to the roofing tools, and I actually cut out quite a lot of the roofing because I did a glass roof, and at first I wanted this apartment to be a 1-story, and then it had 2 stories, but there was no floor, so it would be like a double ceiling kind of thing. But it didn't really go to plan. I didn't end up doing that at all. I actually did end up using both levels, but it kind of was annoying because I put this glass roof in, and I wanted it to go down through into like the lounge and the kitchen area. Obviously, where I did the 2 floors, that didn't really happen, and I did have to put it into like the floor below. And so I do play about with this glass roof quite a lot because I didn't want the walls to be directly under the glass roof. And so as I'm going in and putting all the walls in and all that kind of stuff, I do have to keep on like going in and fixing, like going up and make sure it was okay. And so I do actually cut out quite a lot of that, and I cut out a lot of the roofing itself, like when I was actually putting the roofing tiles down, because for the longest time I couldn't think of what I wanted to do. But all I did was basically get the half roof and then duplicate it and then twist it around the other way so it kind of looked like a slanted roof. And then I did it that way, and now you can just see I've just done the little glass roof bit in the middle with a little half wall around it, because then it wasn't so standoffish. Because I found like without the half wall it kind of looked a bit strange, just like plonked in the middle of the roof. So I did put a little half wall around it, but I think it worked quite well. And yeah, I'm quite overall I'm quite happy with the way it turned out. And I'm just, so you can see what I mean, I keep on going back and fixing the roof and all that. And that little bit on the side to the left, I do actually completely delete. I make it 1 tile wide, and just like a little, it basically replicates the other side. So yeah, and now I'm just going in and doing the wallpapering, and so I kind of wanted to keep the build the same as the building below. And so I struggled, and I found the exact wallpaper that they used on the other builds, and then I took some other wallpapers which were similar to the ones below. And so the white is actually not the exact same white. I chose to do this because I didn't want to just use the plain Pure Expressions wallpaper, so I actually gave it some like detail, and I added the wallpaper from Spa Day, which is kind of like a panelled wallpaper. And then around the rest of the build I did the new wallpaper from Get Famous, but it kind of really reminds me of the wallpaper that we got with the Fitness Stuff pack. It looks the exact same to me. Maybe I'll do like a comparison, like put them next to each other, but to me they look exactly the same. Maybe they are, maybe they're just like reshades, because they've done that a few times in the past, which I don't mind. I love getting like new reshades and stuff. But yeah, so now I'm just moving in and putting the windows in, and the windows do also change quite a lot because when I was in the floor plan, I didn't really take into consideration the floor plan when I was putting the windows in initially, like out the front. And so when I do the floor plan, I do kind of go in and move the windows about and shift them all a little bit. And also, by the way, I thought I'd mention, when I was doing this, I kept on going back to the like exterior. Like, I didn't just stick to the exterior first. I kind of kept on going back and forth. So I'm really sorry if you don't like that, but I'll try not to do that in my next build. But now I'm moving on to the floor plan, and this is where I was trying to figure out like what to do and stuff. And at the bottom I do this really like awkward floor plan at first, and I don't know what I was thinking. It was like basically 3 or 4 rooms, because I initially wanted it to obviously just be the first floor and not have the double floors. Yeah, it turned out really strange, so it's fine. I scrapped that. I do obviously make it double floors. And now you can just see I put that little like elevator lobby part in, and that switches up quite a bit, because basically that little room there I was going to have as a lobby, but I wanted to put the new vault in. I hadn't actually used it yet, so this was the actual first time I was building with Get Famous, and I hadn't used it yet, and I tried for so long. Like, you'll see it in this video, I was trying to place it in and stuff, and so I ended up actually putting it next to the lift, but it wasn't in the like lobby bit, so I kind of extended the lobby room out, and then I kind of like wrapped it around so I could have the vault next to it and still be like tucked away and still like not look out of place, if that makes any sense at all. But yeah, so now you can just go and see me just trying to figure out the wall, the floor plan and stuff. This floor plan, like I said, it changes quite a lot. I literally was just going with what I thought would look good, and yeah, so you can just see me now. I'm just trying to like delete some stuff, and I'm altering the window height, and I think the windows actually get deleted. I'm pretty sure I just replaced them with a single window. That is in the room on the right, by the way. Yeah, because that is actually the streaming room. Because, well, originally that was going to be the walk-in wardrobe, and you'll see me in a minute go in and try and figure out like kind of where I wanted everything to go in this room, because the big room is obviously going to be the master bedroom. Don't worry, it doesn't say that big. At first I didn't realise how big it was when I was like kind of doing the floor plan, and then I kind of put a bed in for size, and I was like, oh, okay, that's a bit big. I can't really furnish a bedroom that big without it being quite empty, so I actually half the bedroom in half, and I create one side, obviously the bedroom, and the other side is the walk-in wardrobe. And so then I decided that the other little room was then going to be like the streaming station for them. So as I mentioned, I did actually build this house for my current household, and my current household sim is currently called Selena Dela Rouge, and she's a actress, and she's currently engaged to Wes Sims, who is her obviously fiance. And if you watched my bachelor pad video, you'll recognise his name. He was an aspiring musician. That's who I kind of built the bachelor pad for. And he's now engaged to her. They're both 5-star celebrities. I did actually cheat him to be a 5-star celebrity, but she worked her way up from the top, and all of her money is her own. And so yeah, but now you can see me like trying to fix the floor plan a little bit, and this is where I do create like the walk-in wardrobe bit. So I would like to mention as well, when it came to saving this household to my gallery, for some reason it says that it's modded, so it thinks that I've got CC in this build when I haven't. So if you do want to download this, it is on the gallery. You might have to put the modded selection thing on, because it says that it's modded, but it's not. I didn't use any custom content in this build. All of the build stuff that I used in this build is just from the game packs and stuff, so I'm not quite sure why it says that it's modded, because it's obviously not. But I don't know, I think it's a glitch in the game at the minute. I think Deli Gritty is also having the same problem. because I watch her videos as well. I love watching her videos, and she says that some of her houses come up as modded. So I'm not sure why it does, but just to let you know, if you download this and you see that it's modded and you think, oh, I don't want to download that, I haven't got any custom content, it's okay, it's fine. It hasn't got any custom content in it. I just think it's a little bit of a glitch or like a bug in the gallery at the minute, because I don't even have any custom content in my game apart from like hair and clothing. Like build and buy mode, just because when I do build, I want you to be able to play in it. So if I like download a load of custom content furniture and stuff, you'd have to go and find it, and so I never really use custom content in my build. I'm quite happy with the Maxis stuff. So yeah, and now you can just see I've just finished like that floor plan. So that floor plan I think stays the exact same, and now I'm just doing like the lobby kind of area, and that little square just now is where obviously I put the vault in. And so when I was doing this vault, I didn't know if like you could have it going through a wall or not. So basically what I did is I took the BB Move objects off, and then tried to put it through the wall, realised that I couldn't do that, and so obviously I turned it back on, and I just used this double door from, I think it's Get Together, I'm not completely sure, just to like section it off. And now I'm moving on to like the lounge area, and I use the staircase from Get to Work, I think. And sorry if you just saw that halfway through building this, I saw a pigeon on the roof, and I didn't know that pigeons could go on the roof, so if you saw me move the camera just then, that's what I was doing. I was looking at the pigeon on the roof. I didn't know you could get pigeons on the roof. I just thought they would kind of like spawn on the floor or whatever, but you can. I also like sized up a spider halfway through this build because I was looking for something to put on the wall, and I found this spider which I think is from Spooky Stuff. I'm assuming it's from Spooky Stuff, or maybe Seasons, and I've never seen it before, and I didn't know what it was, so I sized it up really big, and I think I left that part in, so if you see that, that's what I was doing. I wasn't like losing my head or anything, that's what I did. But I just put in the Get Famous wall marble kind of tile. So the Get Famous comes with 2 different types of marble. I think there might be 3, but I think there's 2. And one of them is just like a completely clear marble, and the other one is the one that I use. It's kind of like a squared off marble, so you can kind of see the squares on the floor, and I personally prefer that one because this penthouse is like a luxury industrial penthouse, if that kind of makes any sense. Like it has both styles in it. I didn't want to just keep it like one solid style. I just thought both of the styles mixed together looks really cool together. And so yeah, that's why I decided to use the squared marble ones instead of just the plain marbles. But I did want to use one of the 2 because obviously it was a new build and buy object, and this was my first time building with it. And so yeah, and so this is one of the bathrooms which is downstairs. So there is 2 bathrooms in this house, as I've mentioned. This one is just like a guest bathroom, like if your friends come over, whatever, and you're watching a film, this is like the bathroom that they would use. And then upstairs there's an ensuite, which if you do have family and stuff, you obviously can just move the door and make it so it's like the family bathroom, otherwise you'd have to go through the mum and dad's bedroom and stuff like that. But now I'm just doing the little like hallway lobby kind of thing, like I said, and I was going to use the 70s style sofa when I was originally putting this in, because I wanted there to be like a sofa. I imagine like Serena, I forgot her name then, Serena would have like business meetings and like people would come round, and when they was waiting for her they'd sit on the sofa. I was going to use the 70s sofa, but do you know what, I was just like, it's new. Well, I know both are new, but like I was like, I've got to use this because it kind of is more of the style of this build than the other one, and so I use that one. And now I'm just doing the kitchen. I keep it a nice and white bright kitchen, and I also did use the same brick on the outside as I did on the inside, just because I thought it looked quite cool, and like, do you know what, I just liked it, so that's why I used it. But I do use these plain white counters, which is kind of like the complete opposite kind of style to the rest of like, so the wallpaper is obviously quite like industrial and stuff, and the counters are kind of like sleek and like clean, but I kind of like it. I kind of like the both styles put together. But also I'd just like to mention that I did actually forget to put a dining room table in this build when I was building it. But when I came to actually planning this household up, like, she made her dinner for her and Wes, and I realised I didn't have anywhere to sit down unless they sat on the sofa, which I didn't really want. So I did actually go in and add a table, and it's the one from Get Famous. I think that the new one is kind of like glass and you can see the wooden legs through. I've added it, so if you download this, it does have a dining room table. But now just moving on to the little sofa settee area. I always use that rug in my builds. I absolutely love that rug from City Living. I prefer using that one to the vintage Glamour fur rug, just because that one's more like rugged and looks more realistic, whereas the vintage Glamour rug looks more like clean, and I don't know, I just prefer using this one. And over here I added this little like awards shelf, and so she herself has collected 2 awards, one for a meet and greet and one for, what was it for? Oh, one was for a charity event, I think she did, and then Wes has won 1, and so I just like duplicated one of them and just made it so it looks like he's got 2 and she's got 2. It's cute, I like it. It's like somewhere that they can, if they get awards, they can delete the stuff down the bottom and just add it and grow their collection of awards. And I just thought it was quite cute, and so that's why I did that. And then I just add this little arrow thing here. I quite like it next to plants. I just thought it looks really cool. It's only like a minor thing, but it's like the smallest things that makes a house a home. That's the saying from somewhere, and I can't think where it is, but wherever it is, please don't like give me a copyright strike. But yeah, and I used the new sofas obviously from Get Famous, and I think I used what table? Oh no, I did use that. Okay, so basically, when I was building this, she obviously had stuff in her household inventory from her previous houses, and I didn't want to delete them and stuff like that because it's still the same objects. But it just saved her a little bit of money, so obviously I was working to her budget. But I didn't actually have to like mother load it or anything. I was going to be like open to the option of giving her a mortgage, because sometimes I do that with my Sims. If they need a little bit of extra money or something, I will mother load or just put the money cheat in a certain amount, and then I kind of like keep track of it and go back to it, and like when she earns a certain amount of money, I'll get her to pay it back. Even though it's not actually paying it back, I'll just like reduce the funds in the household. But yeah, so that's when I did the coffee table. I wasn't sure if I used the marble one from Vintage Glamour or if I used the one that we already had, but we used the one that we already had, so it's okay. But now you can just see I've just gone over and skipped over the pool. I did the new like pool details in the bottom because they're new, so I'm going to use them. And the outdoor area actually has like 3 different parts to it, and so I decided this when I was doing this little seating bit. And so we have the pool, and then we have a bar, which is like the main kind of area. And so when she throws charity balls or just general house parties, everyone will come to the pool, and there's a bar there, and they don't have to like go upstairs and all that kind of stuff. So I kept this for like the party kind of area. And then over here, which I'll do in a second, obviously I just moved the camera, but I actually did like a little seating area just because I just thought it would look cute with the little lights. So basically I put the lights on the balcony to start off with, and they wouldn't fit, so I had to size them down and then put the pole that came like that kind of looks like the lights in the middle, but it just didn't look right. I don't know what it was. You'll see me do it here now, but it just looked strange to me when like on the balcony, and so I ended up deleting it. But I did really want to use them lights. If you watch my restaurant build, I used them recently, and I don't really use the lights a lot, and so I really wanted to like incorporate them, especially in this kind of style and like industrial style. These lights are perfect for them, and so I found this little corner and I put them over here basically, and it's so cute. It's almost like a little tent of lights. But no, you could definitely add some more. I only did 3 because I didn't want to like bombard it, but if you want to add more, you could definitely just add some more lights in and have like another 2 or even like another 4. But I just thought it would be really, really cute little seating area for people to go, you know, after a hard day at work or whatever, she could come out here and just sit and watch the sunset, or I don't know, it was just a really cute idea, I thought. And I had that cats and dogs little table, which I've never used. I don't really use the big square tables often in my builds, because normally I don't really have enough room to put them in, and if I do, then I'll just like cluster them up. But I really like this one, and I love the look of the wood and like the metal kind of around it, and yeah. And so I actually struggled to find something to put on top of this. I knew I just wanted to put like one or two things that I didn't really want to clutter it, because obviously it was outside, and I did kind of want to put like a radio station out there, but it's obviously, if you have seasons and you put any electronics outside, they are going to break, and so I didn't want to risk that, and so I just added that little, I think it's iced tea like tray. I've never really used it. I've noticed since I've started doing YouTube videos that I start using a lot of stuff that I never really use, that I never used to use. I always used to use the same kind of stuff in my builds and kind of stick to what I knew, but I feel like since I've started doing YouTube, I've really just like branched out and started using some more stuff that I don't really use. But this is where you will see me put the spider, by the way, because I was trying to look for something to put on this wall and I couldn't find anything for the life of me, and yep, you can just see me size up the spider, and in the end I think I just left it bare. I just left it bare, and I go around and I just put some little I think they're fitness stuff pack plant pots, I can't even speak, and this is the third area on the outside. So we have this little barbecue area, which I thought was absolutely adorable, and so we obviously have the little barbecue, and that table that I just placed there, by the way, is the same table that I used inside, so if you wanted to know which one I was talking about, it was that one. But I use the Dine Out tables, but I use like the high up ones, like the escalated ones. I never use like them tall kind of tables, but I thought here it would look really, really cool, obviously like looking out into the city, and I just really liked it. And I'm just going in and like kind of cluttering the outside. I obviously put like the little tongs and some kind of sauces. I honestly can't speak today. Some little spices, but yeah, you can just see I just deleted them lights off of the balcony, just because I came back to them and I was like, no, I don't like it. And I thought I kept this floor plan the same, but thinking about it, I do extend that out. And I did like try and cut into the dressing room, but I wanted it to like kind of be like the perfect kind of shape. I didn't want it to be like a little bit funny or anything, so I do actually just keep it perfect like rectangle, and then I just make it so the walkway through is like one square. I'm trying to explain this the best I can, but you'll see anyway. It's fine, you'll see in the screenshots, and you'll probably even see me doing it. But now I'm just doing the master bathroom. It's just got the new tub and the new shower. I don't think there's a new no, there is a new toilet. There's a new gold toilet, but I don't like it because it's like a yellowy gold, which I don't really like. I've mentioned this in a previous video. I'm not a massive fan of the yellowy gold in the pack. I don't mind the kind of like softer gold. If I'm trying to think of a better way. There's like two different types of golds in the pack. There's like a really yellowy tacky gold, and then there's like a kind of gold, muted gold. I'm saying gold so much. I prefer that one, and I do actually use a little bit of that in the dressing room, which turns out so good. I absolutely love that. And this was the first time I actually saw that new dresser from the fashion influencer career, so I haven't actually played around with that yet, because when the update came out, I was just kind of doing like university work, and so I didn't actually get to play it until the Get Famous came out on the Friday, and obviously this was my first build with the Get Famous stuff, so that was my first time seeing that little dresser. I'm not really sure if I'll ever use it, but it's nice that we have the option for it in the game, because I love getting new stuff, and I'm pretty sure everyone else does. And now I'm just going over and doing a little bedroom like dresser. Even though there is a big like walk-in wardrobe like right there, I didn't want to leave it like a bare kind of room, because it was very empty, and I didn't want to like add a computer or whatever. And so I decided to put a dresser, because obviously dressers are needed in bedrooms, and that can be where they keep like their underwear and socks. But that was kind of like my thought process with that. And I just love the way that this little room turns out the little dressing room, it's really, really nice, and I think I'm going to start it now. And so I used the black versions of the dressers, just because obviously there was other colours which I wasn't really that into, and I had these 2 pictures on the wall which I imagined was Serena's like old costumes from other like acting jobs that she's done. She like got to keep them, whatever. So I added 2 either side, and then I also add some little chairs which are the same as the sofa downstairs in the lobby. I like the armchairs version of that in here, but you'll see me do that in a minute anyway. But right now I'm doing this kind of like middle seating bit, so I imagine she'd get all of her girls to come around and like on a, I don't know, like a Wednesday night or whatever, and they'll be planned on what to wear for like a Friday night. And I wanted the friends to have somewhere to sit in the room, but not just on the armchairs. I kind of wanted like a glamorous kind of statement piece in the middle of the room, because otherwise it was just a bit bare as well. So I used these ottomans from Vintage Glamour, and that's, sorry, I had to think about that, and that's the actual gold that I don't actually mind. So that kind of like muted gold I actually really, really like, but it's the other gold that I'm not really a massive fan on, and this gold is the same gold that's used in the armchairs. So yeah, and you can just see me trying to figure out what to put in the middle of it. So I knew that I wanted it to have like a bouquet of flowers or something like that in the middle, just not like completely bare. And so I was kind of like struggling on what to kind of put there, and in the end I actually used the same flowers that I used downstairs in the kitchen, and I kind of sized them down and put them in the middle, and I also sized that table down and just put it in the middle, and it worked out fine. Obviously I tried to use the Cool Kitchen Stuff ones, but I don't know, I wasn't really feeling that kind of look, and so I just deleted them. And now I'm moving on to like the seating area. So now I was trying to do like the same sofa thing that I did in my last, well, it wasn't my last video, it was the one before, the bachelor pad video, but I decided not to do that, and that's where I put in them lovely little armchairs. They're so cute. That's the kind of gold that I mean. Like, I know I said it with the vintage glamour stuff, but I just think like you should have added that swatch as well. I mean, I don't know, I'm not a game designer, but I don't know, that's what I would have liked. But anyway, moving on, we're just moving and doing the kind of like entrance bit to the bedroom. So it's kind of like an entrance, you walk into the bedroom and then you have like an entrance hall, and then you actually have the bedroom, which you have to kind of like walk around to get to. So it wasn't just like a walk straight into the bedroom kind of thing. And I had a picture on the wall and a mirror, and the mirror's from Seasons, I think, and it's got the exact same gold as in the dressing room, so it kind of keeps with the same kind of colour palette. And yeah, so this is actually, you can actually access the like balcony from this like little part, if that makes any sense. So I didn't want to put the, because I did actually like switch the door and that window around, so the door would be on the like hallway, but I don't know, I changed it around. But hopefully you understand what I'm saying. And yeah, so this is the streaming room. This table actually was like really annoying me, because it was like a diagonal table, like a corner table, but it wouldn't let me put it on a corner, which I don't understand whatsoever. But in the end I just put it like against just a plain wall, and I added them little guitar paintings. And so, as I mentioned, Wes is a musician, and so I imagined he would have played in some concerts or whatever in there, the guitars from the concerts, and it was just a really cool thing that I thought. And you can just see me here putting in this picture, which is just a regular picture that the two took a picture on their phone, and where I took it on the phone when they didn't have a camera, it was like a bad quality photo, and so obviously I couldn't size it up because then it would be really pixelated. And so what I actually did is I put it on the desk and I sized it down. No, I didn't actually size it down. That was actually the original size. Okay, I didn't size it down. I deleted the walls around it, and then I moved objects it onto the desk, so it kind of looks like a picture frame on the desk of the both of them, and I thought it looked really, really cute. And then I put like a little flowers behind it, so it looks like it's kind of leaning on that as well. I don't know, I really liked that overall. I just thought it was a cute little thing to mention, and it's definitely a good idea if you've got loads of them little pictures and you don't know what to do with them. So yeah, there's a little idea for you if you ever stuck on what to do with them. But now I'm just going in, and I think I just add like a I don't know how I was meant to say that, a vase or a vase, because people say it different, so I say both meanings, but I don't know what the hell just came out of my mouth then. But So I had one of them, and I had a guitar as well, and I had like a little sound deck kind of thing, just because I imagine when they're streaming they like to like do all the cool sounds and stuff. I don't know, I didn't know what else to put there as well, and so I thought it looks kind of cool, so I put that there. And yeah, I did actually delete one of those windows. So earlier I was saying about the windows in here, I thought I put a single window in, to be fair, but I actually just put the double window in, so I just deleted one. And then I do actually put the diamonds are for Sims painting on the wall, just because I thought that, I don't know, it kind of went with the aesthetics of the room as well. It's a cool picture. I always use it in like really fancy builds, because I imagine whoever lives there like had a part of being in the film, or maybe Serena was in the film, I'm not sure. But then I'm just in the little hallway, and I had just some pictures with some lights. I didn't want to keep it completely bare because it's a bit boring. But yeah, so this is the end of the build. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me build this, and I hope you didn't mind listening to me ramble on for so long. But if you do like my content, as always, don't be shy to subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.